All right, thank you very much, Richard, and thanks to the desk for warming us up. Today, this is going to be our first semifinal match of the day here at DreamHack London, and it is going to be, I suppose, what did he call it, a regional derby?
I want to call it Danish Dynamite.
Danish Dynamite, I like that one better.
That's what I'm going with.
All right. I mean, why do you say Danish Dynamite? Because this is going to be such an explosive match.
It's going to be an explosive game. I think that the key thing is the mind games are going on. It's such a key point when you're playing against teams from your home country. You know each other inside out. You know exactly what they're going to present to you and who's going to adjust the best. I think the point being made that Dignitas, I think, will be trying to anti-strat quite heavily here. TSM, I do believe, will be just trying to play their normal game. They won't be trying to focus too much on what Dignitas are doing. They'll be just trying to do what they normally do and dissect teams the correct way, which is what Karrigan's so famous for. So this is what I think it's going to be very interesting. The mind games are going to be next level in this series.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the perfect name, mate. You know, double Ds are a lot of fun. So I think we're going to be, starting off strong here. But Mirage is going to be the first map, and one thing that really needs to be noted here, and I don't think it was covered very much on the desk, is that TSM are very aware that Mirage is a map that they need a lot of work on. Yep. They learned that when they faced off against Fnatic, essentially over at Fragbite. They're like, okay, we've been figured out. Now what do we do to change it? And so I think this is going to be a bit more of a difficult situation for Dignitas because they're not going to be fully aware of what exactly TSM have changed on the map to become more effective on their CT side.
Well, the thing is, obviously, they brought in Schneider as well. This is statistically Dignitas' best map, but whether they've had time to actually polish this new restructure up. We talked about Pimp picking up the AWP. I'm not convinced by that just yet. Like they said, he's quite good offensively with it, but his defensive CT AWPing, it has to be said, there's a lot of whiffing going on, some questionable shots happening. So that's going to be a huge factor here. Karrigan, on the other hand, he's absolutely solid on this map. He's one of the ones I actually really enjoy watching his play, especially on CT. He's very dynamic, moves it around, very mobile, and that's absolutely fantastic on a map like this. You can get the opening picks, and against Dignitas, I think that's going to be a vital factor going into this one.
Yeah, you really do have to question now whether they're just going to forego the op entirely and say, you know what, let's go for the low econ style of game where all we have to do is get some rifles and some nades and focus on that rather than going for that big gun.
That's going to be the way forward, I think. Trying to keep things a little bit more aggressive with the rifles, doing some pushes up middle, going into underpass, for example. But here we go then. It's going to be Dignitas starting on the T side here. Have a quick look at their buy. He's got 4 sets of armor. 4 players heading towards Palace as well. They chucked a smoke towards middle. And the CT setup actually is favouring towards B. And it'll be 1 player anchoring towards CT spawn. That's going to be Cajun B waiting for them.
This is fascinating. You don't see this too often. Schneider trying to draw attention to the B site, but Cajun B will spot 4 players cascading onto the A side from the balcony. Bomb plant happens so quickly, and what a fantastic pistol round here for Dignitas. Now it comes down to them holding and hitting shots, and there you go. Before I can even finish the sentence, MSL delivers a headshot on device, and it's down to Dupree, Zipnix, and Karrigan now to retake this site. They do have, well, they lost the kid up there, so now they're going to have to figure out how to get onto this site with enough time, but it's just not going to happen. They're getting ganged up on, and it's down to Zipnix. He did a 1v3 clutch a couple times yesterday. Say 1v4, is that possible?
Not in this sort of situation, yeah. Like you said, fantastic pistol run there from Dignitas. Great work from Schneider from the B apartment, smoke going down middle, and they went so fast onto the A bomb site. And the key thing about it is, as soon as you get the bomb down, if you get straight into CT spawn, you're only ever going to have 1 player there. So they got 2 or 3 players stifling that play into CT spawn, got the kills, and it was an almost impossible retake at that stage. So great pistol run from Dignitas, and they go straight into it with the rifles, 1 Tech 9 on Pimp, so suggesting he's going to be AWPing this game.
Yep, that's the thing. I guess they are going to rely on that op after all. So we'll see. I mean, like you said, it kind of favored his aggressive style. But already stack up in connector here with the pistols, and well, they do manage to trade 1. Zipnix will take out MSL. Schneider, Hazy, MSL. Everybody getting a piece of the action for Dignitas, however, and this has turned into a complete and utter slaughter. Very quick rounds here to start us off.
Well, no force buy coming in from TSM. Normally we'd see them get the armor and the CD 5-7.
Actually, you think so? It feels like they're a team that have been kind of edging away from the Kevlar buy.
I prefer it, to be honest. I like it when teams actually favor going into the first gun round with a full buy, especially on a map like this. You need the utility to hold off the terrorist, and you need the incendiaries, for example, and the AWP, obviously. So it's definitely a tactic I favor. I think it's a smart decision. I don't really like the percentage going in with the second round of the 5-7s, especially on a map that's long range. As Mirage, for example, if the T's take it slow and get the rifles, you're going to get locked down in this position. So I definitely like this call from them. You would assume this is pretty much a complete full eco for them. I'd assume maybe some P250s, and there's 1 Desert Eagle from Cajun B.
Well, there you go, right? It's because, like, in general, there is that split discussion now as to whether you should buy Kevlar in the second round or not because of the SMG buff, because the Mac 10s, for example, the MP7s have become so strong. And so Kevlar will save you against those guns. Without Kevlar, it gets a bit tough. Or you could just land some sick headshots. Zipnix with 2 to start them off, and they don't even know that Dupree is lurking up on the box right now. He could be the linchpin. He just needs to stay patient, not show himself. And there it is, the opportunity. Golden taking out Pimp, and he's going to get overwhelmed, but still managing to take out one player. They've made this an expensive round for Dignitas already, TSM. Yeah,
I don't think it was a round they didn't really have to commit to like that. They could have, they knew it was a full eco, just had to hold back and work the pick. So here we go then, 2-on-1.
Yeah, and Cajun's played this very smart indeed. 1v2. Schneider's going to be watching KRB's back, and he's actually just going to go and hunt. Wow, okay, Schneider. Brave play on his part.
Yeah, so well recovered there, but like I said, when you know it's going to be a full-on eco from the CT side, you don't need to commit to a full-on rush like that. You can feel out the map, work out where the stacks may lie, and then you don't have to go so fast. I think it's a little bit of the Hail Mary call from Dignitas, but it doesn't matter. They get the 3-0 on the scoreboard, and now we can see Carrigan pulling out the AWP, and Pimp actually not going to be getting himself. He's going for the AK-47. He had enough money to buy one, so that's interesting. We predicted that actually happening. Carrigan going straight towards the window there, and it looks like Dignitas going for a straight-up A execution. 4 players heavily committed over that, straight at the beginning of the map, and in they go as well. Fast play.
Right through the smoke as well, and they nearly catch the man off guard. Cajun B, he's going to be reloading. Smokes are now raining in, but Cajun B's raining in bullets. Another headshot for him, and he could get a third as well, but he does get shut down. Regardless, the damage is done. Schneider and EIZO are the last 2 alive here for Dignitas. They've got the bomb, but they lose their flank man. Now is Schneider moving up short. He was looking to get the backstab into Connector, but that's just not going to happen. And now, well, AC, not long for this world, I think.
No, absolutely not. He's in a 4-on-1 situation, no bomb in hand, got the AK, and that will be it. So this is a classic Dignitas strat here. They try and surprise the CT defense by throwing the smokes over, but instead of waiting for the smoke to bloom, they go straight in with 1 flashbang. And it means once they get into the bomb site, if they find that first kill, they get an extra 5 seconds or so of the smokes being down for that post-plant situation. And that can be so vital, but in this scenario, Cajun B was well aware as to what was going on, picks up the first 2 frags and locks that round down. So fantastic stuff from him. And interesting enough now, Schneider picks up the AWP. So a little bit of a rethought here to how they're approaching the rounds. He's going to go straight towards middle, trying to find that pick onto Carrigan, but this time he's going to be in the connector, looking for some terrace. He may find one here, narrowly misses out on a shot there.
Well, that was a very close call. And now Dupree's going to be able to take a peek onto short. Good play. This is what TSM are all about, trying to change up how they control middle. They realize that they got a little weak there, got a little predictable, but now we can see them poking around here, making sure that Dignitas can't get too comfortable. Device hiding behind the smoke, but now Dignitas are going to start trying to push down to bottom mid. And TSM, the option for them is actually, they choose to kind of back off and take a bit more of a passive hold.
Well, they know they've got the control now. It's up to Dignitas to actually get themselves near the bomb site. And you can see the lack of smokes they actually have here. 1 remaining on Schneider, and he's given the AWP back to Pimp, so that was obviously a spawn-based call. So Carrigan now going to see a spear. It's going to be easy, and misses another shot there.
2 flicks off. He twitched it. Both times he twitched, so definitely a bit odd there. We usually expect Carrigan to get those kinds of shots. But Device waiting in window. Little does he know, MSL's right here with the Tech 9. This is lethal. MSL, does he jump in? He tries to commit, but he doesn't pull the trigger, doesn't get the shot. This is already interesting, though, because look at Dupree's position right now. He's over on B site. We'll talk about that later, because already the play begins. AZ managing to trade 1-for-1 with Carrigan, and they figure out where KGB's playing from as well. Down in shadow, trying to get the damage in, but Xyp9x is there to support. And so far, it is going TSM's way. They've got the man advantage, keeping them off of this bomb site, Dignitas. It's all down to AZ, who's doing great work taking out Xyp9x. Brings it back to a 2-on-2. Bomb gets planted for Courtyard. And now Device on the wrong side of the box. He has to worry about that AWP. Where's it going to face? What a retake.
Yeah, well recovered there. Some early nerves, it seems like, especially from Carrigan. Shots we expect him to hit. A couple of whiffs coming in there, but they recovered the round. It was almost a full buy from Dignitas. A couple of Tech 9s coming into that one. Expensive round for the CTs, but they recover and get 2 in a row. Bomb goes down for Terrorist, so they could probably justify some Tech 9s this time and maybe a few smoke grenades, but you would assume it's going to be pretty much an eco this time. But yeah. Here we go then. We go into round number 6.
All right, we have to see how this develops, if that trend is going to continue, because look at Dupree's been their hard A player for a long time, TSM. Like, he plays pit, he plays on the site, he locks that portion down, but what we've been seeing so far is Cajun B playing primarily on pit, with Dupree shifting over to the B site. So already we can see the changes that TSM are trying to implement on their CT side, trying to shift things up by changing the player positions.
Well, this time it seems like Dignitas will be sending all 5 players towards the B apartments here. Have got a couple of smokes. You'd assume there's going to be smoke off some key areas towards the bench and maybe towards window. Flashbangs come over, and here comes the execute.
Oh, nice nade, though. That's going to do some damage to Schneider and Kjervi. But Dupree holding on short. He's going to have to hit those shots. Doesn't manage to pick up one, but Xyp9x still alive behind bench. One of the very best B players in the world, and this is why. Nearly picks up the 3rd, but Pimp is going to lay him low, and it's going to be going into a 2-on-2 situation. MSL is recovered in an AK. And while these smokes are still standing, they're trying to change up. Trying to make it a little bit more difficult here for TSM to get the job done, but Cajun will be trading 1-for-1, and it's going to come down to Cajun now, removing MSL from the map, who currently has 3 frags to his name. MSL, the in-game leader for Dignitas. This could be his big moment, but he steps out into the open, trying to catch Cajun B off guard. just wasn't meant to be this time.
Yeah, coming down to another one-on-one situation there, and pretty much a full eco, and getting the bomb down for Dignitas. Not a bad round at all, but that is 3 in a row for TSM. They should be able to get another decent buy into this one. Picks up the AWP as well, so that's going to be very important. But this is where it gets interesting now. Pimp, you can see him kind of contemplating what weapon he's going to buy. So he's going to be getting the AWP. We know he can be good offensively with it, but what kind of approach are they going to take this time? So far, it's been pretty standard stuff. Try and work the picks, go into some A splits, and this should be another one of those rounds, I'd imagine. Just trying to see if they can work out where the aggressive play will lie from TSM.
They have to know just how low TSM are on money right now, though. So this is going to be such an important round for both teams.
Karrigan mixing it up, though. This is what we talked about, the mobile AWP. Going into Palace, Kiabi going to be working it. He looks like he's aware that this may be happening, but Karrigan just gets out of there after smoking it off.
And single man exactly waiting in Mirage. And I do love the fact that they go for a double push in a pit as well, TSM. Really looking to see if they can't catch somebody off guard behind the flashes. And then they leave Cajun in a very aggressive position. He's actually going to be pushing into pit again, looking to see if there's been some kind of shift from Dignitas.
Great information.
Yeah, look at this, exactly. He's figuring out, wait, we don't have to worry about this portion of the map. Instead, it's going to be mid, and dupreeh is the one trying to challenge on short, trying to see if he can't spot anybody out. They don't realize that somebody's up in connection, but now they do. And dupreeh's in position to pick AZ off, but he loses the duel to MSL, who just entries him flat out.
He manages to get the headshot, so some decent damage done. Schneider and MSL on low HP here. KRB's just going to be lurking. He could find the pick onto Karrigan here if he just faces a little bit further. Device taking out MSL, and I think that's the bomb dropped in the window as well. It's a terrible position for it to go down in.
Oh, this could be big, though. Kirby, if he just manages to take the peek. If he just takes one step further.
Come on, he needs to make a play right now.
He does the gun barrel. Oh, okay. Gets the kill. How long was that in the making?
Well, like we said, the bomb going down in such a crucial position there, but Pimp finding a massive frag onto Device, making it a 2-on-2, and now they may have a chance to pick up that elusive bomb in the window.
20 seconds, though. They don't have time. They actually don't have time now. They have to run in here, and if they're holding the angle, flashes are going out, trying to buy it. Cajun B, Kirby actually to take out Zipmix, though, as he peeks into ladder, so good teamwork there, but with only 10 seconds left, and Cajun B picking up the first kill. This could be it. 6 seconds, and Pimp just barely makes it around the box in time, and I think just has enough time for the bomb plant in the last possible second. Molotov to force him out into the open, and now it gets interesting. Pimp going for the pop flash. It is effective, but also flashes himself, so misses the opportunity, but hits the flick on Cajun, and a sick 1v1 clutch for Pimp to win a crucial round for Dignitas.
Absolutely crucial. That's going to wreck the economy of the CT side now, and this is potential for Dignitas to get a couple of rounds in a row. But have a look at the CT money and where it lies right now. They are actually going to be force buying into this one, it seems. Interesting decision here, because we know Dignitas get 4 AKs and the AWP as well, so this is a massive investment. They have got a full set of utility and CZs here, but you assume they have to do something a little bit more aggressive just to get that early pick. But now then, Pimp just holding middle, and 5 men all working towards middle. Very fast round, looking like they're going to go straight up short here.
A little miscommunication there, using 2 smokes to block off window, and oh my god, dupreeh! Yeah, buddy. Double kill with the CZ75, and that completely wrecks the Dignitas push. They're caught up in connector now as well. AZ trying to find an angle. Not sure if he spotted Device. He's actually going to be taking a bit of damage. This is so scary. Look at, just the pistols in the right hands. They're so lethal. dupreeh picking up 2 kills like that. That just completely eviscerated the Dignitas push. And Pimp, MSL following it up, bringing it back. Bringing it back to a 3-on-3, but then Zipmix lurking in mid, picks up 1, and he misses the second! He could have had AC for free, but he'll still get the job done versus Pimp, and Cajun B locking it down on the A site. What is this round? dupreeh just started a huge comeback for TSM.
Dignitas, once again, they should have been able to read the issue there. They knew TSM had $1,400 going into that round. It was almost a definite eco coming into that. And they just forced issue. They go so fast, 1 by 1 into those choke points. That kill on short here, dupreeh just gets faced with 2 1-on-1 situations. That full spray coming from the CZ, absolutely fantastic. Zipmix here picking up 1, should have got the double there, but misses out, but manages to get the second kill. And what a round that is for TSM to get back into this. Huge decision to go the force buy, but this is what LAN semi-finals are all about, the big decisions and the huge plays, and it's going to work in their favor and actually bring the economy back towards the CT camp, as now Dignitas are going to do a force buy of themselves. 1 AK on Pimp, the rest of the guys on pistol, full B play coming in.
Very great control here by Zipmix. He is certainly on point this tournament. Manages to turn in time. He will not find the shot. AZ taking his head off instead. Man advantage here, and the plant gets canceled. MSL denied, and it's going to be down to Pimp now, the last man alive. But they know where he's playing from. He's stuck behind the van. Out in the open, Device will find the shot. And no joy this time. Dignitas, they had a slim chance there to actually get the bomb plant and get the bonus money.
Yeah, so that force buy not really working out as well as it did for TSM. They didn't even get a bomb plant there. So another simple play from them. I'd have preferred them to do on those 4 spies, I prefer the wall of smokes going down onto A. It means you're almost guaranteed a bomb in those situations. You can actually flash out the CTs and cause so much carnage, you actually give yourself a post-spawn situation. B plays, for me, don't really work out too well, and now it's going to be pretty much a full Glock buy here. EIZO with the P250, but now this is where TSM really can get into this game and get some real momentum built up. As you can see, the money still hasn't been completely stabilized. dupreeh on the Famous there, but this is the round for them to actually get real rolling here. They want to make sure they have a clean round, and they spot some aggressive play towards the underpass. 4 terrorist players coming through there. dupreeh pushing off short though.
Oh, and Kerrigan has to be careful with the Tech 9. He's definitely one of the best Tech 9 players in the world, no doubt about it. And he's just going to work right now, cleaning house. He gets another kill. That's 3 for him. And Device to pick up him. But I think all of this is just going to build TSM's confidence because they're realizing that in the key rounds, Dignitas are still rushing things. Yep. Nerves are a factor here.
Absolutely.
And TSM are not a team that are going to let that kind of opportunity go to waste. They're going to say, well, great. They're literally giving us the game at this point.
Yep. Well, this is it now. So like I said, a clean round from TSM, absolutely perfect. It means they can actually build some decent money here. We see Dignitas not opting for the AWP this time. I don't think they could actually afford one. So it's going to be Pimp with the AK as well. Not much in terms of utility to play with. They have got the smoke grenades, so no Molotovs to the post-plant situation, which would prove to be such a crucial factor yesterday with the chucking it on the bomb and actually causing some carnage. And actually be going to one of these A plays. Won't be going for the smoke scenes. Maybe the surprise burst through the CT defense. They actually are going very aggressive in that pit area.
They're holding very close. Fresh smoke goes down though, so now he's got a chance, but MSL will catch out Device. That was in connector, and Cajun just locks on, gets a second spray through the smoke, and that could be the difference maker. 3-on-3 now. Xyp9x walks in, and he actually loses a duel. He's been so good so far on this map, picking up those kinds of 1v1 kills. But now it's going to come down to dupreeh and Kerrigan, the last 2 alive here for TSM. Bomb, the bait is there, and dupreeh will shut down one. He gets traded, and Kerrigan through the smoke will take out Kerby. What a nade. Straight on, but both of these players so very low. It comes down to a single bullet. And this Molotov could make the difference. It's going to force Kerrigan out into the open. He's looking for the headshot with the Tech 9. He still has so many bullets, and he will get the job done. MSL, I think, caught reloading in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was such a close battle that could have gone either way. One bullet would have decided it. Kerrigan pulling out the Tech 9. That's such a perfect weapon in that scenario. Just run towards your player. And this was the surprise play we talked about from Dignitas. They didn't want to opt for the smokes over the wall here. They wanted to go for that surprise factor. But running through a smoke there, you always got to give dupreeh the advantage going through. He picks up 2 frags. Came down to the 1-on-1, but that's another massive round for TSM to win in the terms of the economy now. Just got to force Dignitas without getting the bomb plant onto yet another eco here. Kerrigan, he's had a lot of misses today. That's another key shot. Ooh. He misses, and MSL punishes him for it after the reface there.
Yeah, and MSL, man, he's certainly been hitting the headshots so far. More of the same that we saw yesterday. In fact, he was definitely one of the more consistent players for Dignitas throughout the group phase.
Actually manages to get another one as well. That's going to be 2 frags for MSL. Both Deagle headshots make it a 3rd. Fantastic stuff from him. Makes it a 4-on-2 situation. MSL going absolutely ham on this eco round, and actually the advantage is still in their favor after Cajun B takes down that lurker, Kiabi.
And Xyp9x now, does he realize, yeah, I think he heard the bomb plant sound, so now he steps out. Whoa, he actually gets to the line up. And it's going to be down to Pimp and MSL. MSL rotating in with that Dig. Quan is definitely present on this map, and he's looking for that headshot onto Xyp9x. Xyp9x playing up short. Flash through, not effective, and if he takes that step out, Xyp9x will get the 1. MSL looking for the 2nd, but he's going to get caught out. Xyp9x just staying alive long enough for Cajun B to get in the flank.
Yeah, interesting scenes there. MSL picking up 3-1 Deags, 1 on middle, taking down the AWP player. That's going to be very expensive round there for TSM. They pick it up, bomb goes down now, and we should see the money shifting back towards Dignitas. As we can see, the AWP coming out of the pin once again. We haven't seen him have too much impact so far with the AWP. I can't remember any sort of substantial picks he's had so far. It's been down to the A pincer play, getting the AKs in nice and fast. But here we go then, TSM 8, Dignitas 4, and I wouldn't be surprised. I'd like to see more of an aggressive round from TSM. They've been quite passive so far, and there we go, going into underpass. That's going to be Device forcing issue, actually dupreeh, sorry, going in, and this is what I wanted to see, actually causing a little bit of a chaos before the round can begin.
He can completely backstab Schneider here. Schneider has no idea, and dupreeh just working his way up. He's actually, he's going to just fully commit to this. Schneider, nothing he can do. Perfect kill, and now dupreeh actually goes back into underpass. Device is here to support, but Cajun B getting work on the other side of the map. Kirby, who's nearly always in A apartments as well. That's his preferred lurk spot. So that's something that TSM are definitely going to be playing against. And Cajun B, those kinds of duels, he's not going to lose.
Yeah, this is the perfect round to approach with some aggression there. And dupreeh going into underpass, that's such a nice play. The deck you saw Dignitas Schneider didn't even have that on his radar. That could be a possibility. And if you can fall back and stay alive, get back into B apartments, what a perfect round. Now they can just sit back and wait for what Dignitas can do to get back into this. Pimp, they're going to be relying him for a pick here. And you can see that perfect flashbang coming in. Should be an easy pick for Cajun B there. Nice reaction, and that just really ties up the round.
That's basically it now. It's going to come down to MSL and AZ. At least they still have bomb control. So Dignitas have that going for them, but with 35 seconds left, it really doesn't leave them a whole lot of time. In a 2-on-5 situation.
What can they even do here? They've boosted up into the window. The bomb's going to be sat around connector. MSL looking for a courtesy pick here, and Device is going to deny that. Just going to be EIZO left in his connector area, and you can't think he is long for this world. And this should be all she wrote for this round as he waits and gets peppered down. And there we go, he gets the knife round on the board for TSM. Perfect play from them so far in this round. They really have woken up. They had a little bit of a questionable start there, some shots being missed. Karrigan maybe warming up a little bit. Now they are firing on all cylinders, reading the game perfectly. And Dignitas being locked out tactically right now. They have got 4 on the board, but I'd say they probably need a couple more if they're going to shut down the TSM approach.
They absolutely need 9-6, and ideally they would have needed 8-7, I think, to really give them a shot at this. If it goes down to 11-4, Dignitas are going to be very hard-pressed, considering they're still trying to figure out their CT side on Mirage.
So they use that Molotov towards the connector there, but as I say, Zipex gets legged by Pimp. We talked about not having too much impact so far, but that's going to be a great start from their campaign. Rattling Zipex, taking him down. No double AWP setup coming in for TSM. We normally see that on this map for them, so that's going to be interesting. Karrigan actually not missing the shot this time, actually legging MSL. Grenade comes in, doesn't manage to land it. If he'd have thrown that one, he actually would have got the kill. That's really disappointing, but here we go. No kills being exchanged just yet.
Yeah, apart from that clutch, it's been a pretty frustrating first map here for Karrigan. Misses that flick as well. I mean, those are the kind of kills as well, especially on Mirage. It's kind of like, it harkens back to like Smith's on Dust 2, where an Opera would just go up an extra gear and start hitting these crazy shots. Karrigan on Mirage, that's what we expect of him. So to see him missing these shots, that's why we're acting so surprised. It's just, we expect him to get those kills 90% of the time. So right now, it's just not playing out for him at all. But look at Device, he's going to be right in the back lines. They have absolutely no idea. They're moving up short, but he can completely eviscerate the push through apartments. Zipmix is going to get toasted, but Device is right here. Perfect timing. He knows where both of them are playing from as well. Looking for the shot on a Pimp, but that opens it up for Karrigan. And Dignitas just getting slammed at this point. Although AC does bring it back to a 1v2, he is low on HP, and with only 20 seconds left, he really has so little time to act. And it basically CajunB rotating in through jungle there. That's what gave it up, because Dupree knew exactly where AC was playing from at that point.
Absolutely, they are just reading this map perfectly. They're pushing angles with educated decisions and going through Device, getting the backstab there into B apartments. It's just pulling them apart completely. Dignitas look a little bit lost right now, trying everything they can to get back into this. I'd just like to see an A execution going into this. Try and get the bomb down, get into a post-plant situation. I think that's going to be their best port of call going into this last round. It looks like they may be doing that. 4 players coming into the A site. Their picks are not working out for them. Now the double AWP setup comes in for TSM. I was expecting this. Maybe not so late, but like I said, Dignitas is the best call they could possibly go for. Go for just a simple A play. Smokes go down, and just try and use the clutch situation in your favor.
I mean, they've been very close so far with the clutches, but there we go. Yeah, nades are coming through. Device is in a decent spot, though. He's actually going to try and delay things further by going for the flash. That's going to open it up for Cajun to get the pick onto MSL. Smoke is about to clear an A apartments here. Should be happening any second, and they're actually going to go charging through, and Pimp opens things up. Wins flat out versus Device. AC will get the backstab onto Karrigan, and this is definitely looking like a solid round here for Dignitas. They've got the man advantage going into the hold, although Cajun, just leaps at KRB and gets the kill. Dupree taking out Schneider as well, leaves it down to AC and Pimp as the last 2 players. They've tried to establish a crossfire, and the backstab comes in. AC's still alive, but now he's the only one alive here for his team. And this gets a little bit tricky. They're both coming from the same angle, wins the first duel, and now this is a round that he can win. He doesn't have any nades to work with yet, but the bomb is planted for him.
Perfect.
All he has to do is play the time. And a great play here by Cajun. Still having all the utility left. He can actually catch this man as he walks out, but what?
Through the smoke, 1-shot kill with 8 HP. You didn't expect him to win that one, but that's what I'm talking about. I think more rounds like that would have worked in Dignitas' favor. They can get the bomb down in those scenarios and actually exploit the double AWP setup or the single AWP setup they had going towards A. So I don't know why they didn't do more of those towards the midpoint of the game. It was a little bit frustrating, but they get the 5th round on the board. Definitely needed. We talked about them needing potentially 6 here, but 5 is definitely enough. They can get the pistol. They may be okay. AZ, some great positional play here. Got straight through the jungle, found the first frag. CT didn't seem to know where he was, and that's almost, I think it was a 3-on-1 situation he actually wins there.
Yeah.
And this final one, that great kill through the smoke there. I did not expect him to pull that one off.
Neither did I, honestly. I mean, when you think Cajun's got that smoke down, you're thinking, okay, it's literally suicide to run through that smoke at this point. Cajun's not going to miss the shot. But Cajun wasn't aware he didn't know where AZ was playing from. You saw he was pre-aiming on connector, and that's what cost him.
Well, here we go. It looks like a full A play from TSM. 4 players committed towards that site. 1 player's going to be in the palace and area, and we've got Karrigan lurking towards B as well. That's interesting because there's a 3-man stack coming in from the CTs. Smokes do go over. 2 Zeus's from the TDs as well. That's quite interesting. Let's see how this one goes down for them. Just baiting out nades, it seems like right now, seeing if they can avoid those. The CT's playing very passively on the A side. Got to allow them to get in.
And AC did not spot Karrigan moving up. This could be big. Karrigan is going to get all the way to the back lines, but Pimp waiting for him. catches that out. Perfect timing from him. That starts things off strong here for Dignitas in this retake scenario as the bomb gets planted on the A site. dupreeh finds a headshot versus Kirby, and now they're going to be focusing on MSL, who's trying to push out from connector. Oh, man, Device just completely laying AC low there. And well, now life gets very difficult. Dignitas are just going to get whittled down. There isn't a whole lot that they can do apart from land headshots. And Schneider starting off strong. Pimp there to lend a hand. They're back into a 2-on-2. Bomb, though, ticking down. They're running out of time. They don't have a kit picked up. They have to get in here and get the kills quick. But it's just not going to happen. Xyp9x getting both kills here at the end to lock it down for TSM and win them that pistol.
Yeah, both teams doing very similar pistol rounds here. Just do one simple smoke, have one player lurking towards B, try and get the rotators at that point, get the bomb down, and then force the issue in all the key choke points. And that's a great round from TSM, and it's going to start their T campaign off very strongly. We didn't see TSM force buy into this round, and I don't think Dignitas have either. They're going to be looking to play the long game as well, picking up some Desert Eagles, some CZs, but no armor this time. So one grenade on AZ, but you'd assume it should be a pretty simple round here. And this prediction coming in from TSM, they've gone full SMG here, only Xyp9x with the AK-47, so you'd assume they're going to do something pretty fast, and yeah, straight towards B, keep it close range and personal, straight in, flashbangs over, and should be jumping out and causing absolute carnage here.
Yeah, they are not afraid, in fact, and well, Schneider will be able to take out Device. Nice kill. Device feels like it's been a bit of a rough map for him. He keeps getting one bullets to the face, and that's definitely going to be frustrating him. Not a whole lot that Dignitas can do at this point apart from set up for exit frags, and that's exactly what they're trying to achieve. Although Kirby, wow. Okay. Nice shot onto Cajun.
Yeah, Deagle's definitely been prevalent this map so far. MSL, those 3 kills there. Kiabi with another nice 1 Deag in the B apartment. It's going to be a 3-on-3, but like he said, just trying to get some exit kills here. Not going to be trying to go into the bomb side. Just going to try either make the T's die with the bomb or kill them on their escape. Pimp in a decent position. Could actually find another frag here. Not going to happen. Karrigan takes him down. Kiabi gets another Deagle kill onto Karrigan. And this is what it's all about, is trying to grind down some money off the T side here.
And, I mean, even with the rush working out so well, I mean, Dignitas, it was the opposite for them. You know, they just got, they got a lot of pain given to them, basically, on that rush when they won the pistol. So now for them to actually do so much damage here to TSM, who chose an equally aggressive approach, didn't really, I mean, it was the same result. TSM is still wasting way too much money in this round.
Yeah, well, that's it. So you would assume this round is pretty much a full eco. Actually, KRB, I didn't see him pick up that P90. That's going to be interesting to see whether he can actually do anything with that. This time, instead of going for the stack B, they're going to be going towards A, and it's going to be some action in the pit there. Device opens it up with the MP7 onto KRB, and that's a P90 going down. That's a great opening frag for TSM here, and you'd assume they're going to commit to this. Molotov going down to Shadow, and it's going to force Pimp out with the dualies and gets absolutely punished there by Cajun B.
Achieving nothing at all. Big spray down there in the end. AC did manage to take dupreeh with him, but it's not the end of the world. And TSM, they just march on to 13 rounds. They've got great money. They can go for basically whatever they want here. Karrigan has enough for the AWP. He just buys it himself. Yep.
Well, Pimp is bought it as well. It's definitely going to be a difficult situation for him. Glass cannon and no raw utility as well as the spray down from Xyp9x, clearing things up. And 13-5 now. TSM in touching distance are getting to match point. This is obviously going to be one of the biggest rounds of the game, because if Dignitas lose this one, they're definitely on an eco. So a must-win round now. We're going to round number 19.
All the pressure, and wow, Karrigan up here so quickly. This could completely catch MSL off guard. Karrigan missing the shot though, but he gets the follow-up. Huge headshot there. Schneider trying to bring it back, challenges dupreeh in mid. He loses that fight, and then AC, they're just completely falling apart at this point. Dignitas desperately trying to bring it back their way, trying to find a kill somewhere. They're having to take risks, and it's just not paying off at all. TSM, 4 very quick frags at the beginning of the round, and they have full control at this point.
Yeah, just huge confidence plays there. Karrigan pushing through the smoke in the B apartment, finding that big kill onto MSL, and dupreeh carrying on his form from yesterday. Those headshots of the AK-47, pitch perfect from him, and absolutely fantastic round for them to win. As I talked about, CT's now in a very difficult situation, looking down the barrel of match point, and they have to force. They're going to go for the FAMASes, and you have to think, with no kits and not a single grenade as well, this is pretty much it. This is the round where TSM, as long as they approach this correctly, they're going to go to match point.
Yeah, exactly. And this is not exactly. What are they going to do? They go for a standard
they have
A
to go
play.
They have to get the first pick here. They can't. Yeah. So AZ is forced to go and do something. He can't allow his team to sit into a full execute and just die that way. They've got no kits. The bomb can't go down. This frag has to be found very quickly. Yeah. Headshot done onto Device. That's going to help.
A little bit of damage to start. Yeah. And Pimp peeks out into apartments, but I mean, essentially TSM. It's the perfect execute as far as they're concerned. They get the smokes down. Now they just need to work their way out. And Kirby looks like he tried to challenge in CT. He gets picked off by Karrigan. That could open up this site now. They need to get the bomb down at some point here, TSM, before these smokes start running out, because they don't have any more of them. Only dupreeh and AC and Schneider, 2 big kills. The bomb has been dropped, and they needed to keep Schneider alive. Schneider was the linchpin there, because now TSM could be in position to get the bomb plant. If they plant for CT, they can actually make this happen.
Well, Both teams in pretty questionable positions. You've got the CTs all stuck towards jungle there, no one rotating off, just waiting for their opportunity. Now the bomb goes down, the pressure is on, they've got no kits, need to act fast.
And this is a bit of an awkward spot there, but Xyp9x will fall to MSL, who's been hitting headshot after headshot the entire game long. Device loses his duel, and it's going to come down to CageNB. 1 kill is all he's going to get.
Wow.
2 players survive for Dignitas, and they keep the fight alive.
I'm not sure how they got themselves back into that one. Really difficult position to retake that bomb site, but made it happen, and in enough time as well. No kits, like we mentioned before, but they're not out of the woods yet. The money's still not going to be stabilized for them after losing a couple of frags there. They're going to be definitely, well, they're going to be in a difficult situation to buy out properly. So TSM still in the advantage here. We'll be able to get another full buy on the board with that bomb going down. And Dignitas, another must-win round for them. It goes without saying.
Double op from what we saw there for TSM. That's
pretty interesting, like an unorthodox tactic just to kind of work the picks. They know him potentially doesn't have one. He actually does there. Well, that's a huge pick.
Oh, and he knows that there's a second man. CageNB lining him up. Nearly gets the third into connector as well. CageNB desperate to bring something back his team's way. And Kerrigan, well, there it is. Now they know that there's a double op in play. Unfortunately, CageNB is going off that A site, and it's going to be down to AZ and Pimp. And Pimp, he does chime in, taking out Dupree. AC nearly finds the kill on Device. But the bomb is going to get planted, and this is it. Now it's Dignitas with a very tough decision. Do they back off and save? No, they don't have any room. They have to go for it. And Pimp, taking out Kerrigan is something, but they are going to back off and save these rifles, Dignitas. They're banking on running it back 11 rounds in a row.
So that double
9 rounds.
That double up set up paying dividends there as CageNB picking up 2 fantastic frags. Those hitboxes really working out for him as he jumps out the window, takes 1 down and gets the second as well. Kerrigan replying, and then, like you said, Dignitas having no option here but to save the weapons and hope they can get 9 rounds in a row. I'm not a believer myself, but TSM are hunting. They know how valuable these guns are. AZ will drop his. Pimp with the AWP in hand can be absolutely instrumental going into the next, and it's going to be all on his shoulders as they go into this round of absolutely no money whatsoever.
Exactly. They just got reset hard, and that is going to be painful. That is going to hurt. What are they actually going to have apart from CZs and armor? I mean, the FAMAS, it seems like they managed to get a FAMAS off somebody. But yeah, that's the thing. Now it's even more dangerous to go for those kind of jumping plays. You can actually hit it if you're fast enough. And Cajun, definitely one of the better offers. Okay. But there it is, the aggressive play. Pimp going for the peek into apartments. That makes sense. And CageNB and AZ working well together to take out Device.
Okay, AZ just jumping past the T players. This could actually work out really well for him, you know.
Yeah, apart from Dupree, you know, the guy he missed. The player he missed just going ham, and he nearly brings it back, AC. 2 kills, spraying it. Cajun in mid, though, holding off the rotation, and now they know that 1 player at least is going through connector. 2 of them are here. And the question is where they challenge, and they will challenge together. Cajun trying to back off, trying to make up his mind. What does he want to go for here? How is he missing all of these shots? Kerrigan is the one to get the kill in the end. And it will be down to MSL now. He has plenty to pick from. You know, lots of rifles. They're on a discount right now. You know, you can just kind of walk around, and there you go. He gets an AK to work with.
He's got a kit and full health as well, and it's going to work in his favor. There's so much time on the board. It's going to be such a hard read here. He's going to be going all in on the A-bomb side. He's sitting in shadow there and hoping it works out for him. This is going to be the wrong call to make as the T's make their way towards B. And as soon as this bomb goes down, I'm pretty sure that's going to be the GG. He's got to have like a nice 20-second trip over to the B-bomb side. And at that point, he's got to find 2 kills on the terrorist as well. So there we go. Let's see how wrong I was.
Oh, if he wants to go up short.
18 seconds wasn't too bad.
Not too shabby. I mean, he has a kit at least. He has that going for him. But
he's got something.
He's got something, right? He shaves 5 seconds off there.
I assume he'll be
let's go. Okay.
Jungle,
through jungle. Might be a bit of a quicker option.
Yeah, I think so.
But CageNB's already ready.
Oh,
what was that? MSL free fire on the corner. Cajun having none of that. Well, it's going to be down to Kerrigan now, who's low on HP, and MSL knows exactly where he's playing from. MSL, he's got the read. Can he find the angle, though? Looking for the shots through. Kerrigan bomb planted for him. This is where it gets very tricky. MSL, it's all about the mind games. He's just going to hold down, and the shot's going through, and he nearly had it. So close, but Kerrigan finds the shot. And, well, there are a lot of exciting rounds, but the result is still the same. The predicted result, TSM will be picking up the first map.
Yeah, very strong first half, and them getting the 10-5, and when they won the second half pistol, I think that was it for me. They didn't get enough rounds in the first half, and TSM proving to be the better team there, a much stronger performance from them, and that's really difficult. Going into the next map, Overpass, that was a must-win map for Dignitas, and you must question their chances here going into this best of 3 now.
That's where you start to wonder, exactly. I mean, Overpass is what we saw what TSM were capable of on that map yesterday,
yep.
And it's always been a strong map for them. I mean, sure, they've had moments where it's like, okay, looking a little wishy-washy, but right now they're in fine form, so life is going to get more difficult for Dignitas, and, you know, who's the best man to talk about, you know, difficult situations? It's Thorin. Let's go ahead and hear what the desk have to say.
Well, he certainly knows about difficult situations, but Dignitas are definitely in one right now. And let's start just by talking about all the things TSM did right before we go a little bit more cruelly into what happened there for Team Dignitas. When TSM are in this mood, they are absolutely terrifying. Two things that really stood out for me: no cares given. We're just going to run double AWP on terrorist side Mirage, going around absolutely wrecking everybody. And I think they're getting towards envious levels of abusing the pistols right now. It's absolutely shocking.
That was the sign in the first half that, like, there's nothing Dignitas can do. You get the ideal start, and every single time TSM loses a round, if they don't win the full CZ buy or full pistol round, they're at least like always getting 2 or 3 kills. So they're constantly, even on their ecos, they're keeping you trimmed down economically. And then once they took over on the CT side there, their T side's way too good to give them 11 CT rounds. It wasn't winnable at that point in time. You could see they were, across the board, they were a cut above. And that goes without saying in terms of when I tried to identify the stars, I was like, oh, maybe EIZO and Pimp, if they play really well, they can match up. Zipix, I call him Zipnix. I don't care, mate. I'm doing it. Zipnix had like 30 kills or something. The guy was just a monster.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, that's the other thing that you've got to talk about in terms of their performance. Ever since this speculation about whether Zipnix was going to be out the door or not, boom, his performance elevated. I don't even know if it was a trick, maybe, just to light that fire under him, because he has been a monster.
It wasn't that. I'm pretty sure they had a conversation with them at some point and said, we need a little bit more from you. Like, we need
I had that conversation with you once.
Yeah.
And you were like, are you kidding me? That's inhuman.
It wasn't about casting, by the way, just in case anyone's wondering.
All our conversations go
I was like, I need more from you, Anders. He's like, listen, there's a lot of love to go around.
So,
yes,
mate, I get it. But what do you want me to say? Like, me and him are in the same Weight Watchers group. What do you want me to say? Getting back to this point, right?
How many points is Paus D?
Zipnix.
I'm very close to just making a dick joke instead.
Yeah, let's not do it. Zipnix really has elevated his level of performance, and I think he's been integral, actually, this sort of resurgent TSM. I know it was very hard for them what happened against Virtus Pro in Dubai, but I mean, they're looking, I think they're the best team we've seen this event, with all due respect to Envious.
I actually wonder if, like, how often that happens that you can go to a member of the team and say, like, we need more, and it actually works. Like, more often
doesn't ever work in NIP.
It doesn't ever work in NIP, but seriously, and how many other teams do you know of? I mean, even outside Counter-Strike,
there's very few.
You just change people. You say, we're not happy with your performance, you're gone.
The thing is that a lot of times in that case, when they're winning, as TSM was doing, you get complacent, and you think, well, if we're winning, it doesn't matter, right? But then when they do start to struggle again, as they recently have, that's what they needed him to step up, and that's when he has done. And that's a good point, because there's lots of teams that they are winning, and things start to fall apart, and they make a roster change, whereas someone who's become complacent, or in Zipnik's case, playing that support role, sits back and goes, well, I don't need to get the frags, they're doing it. Not saying that's the case with him, but oftentimes people do have that mindset, so it is a good point that if you just went to them and said, hey, step it up.
We've got about roughly a minute before we need to go to commercial, so I want to talk about Team Dignitas. One of the things we highlighted going into that game was, would Kiebi show up against TSM? Would he show up in a big game again? Statistically speaking, I think there's an argument to say he didn't.
Oh, I don't think it's really even debatable. I mean, you can't look at that and go, that was a good performance, especially when on the other side, it's not even that, okay, it's one thing if Device drops 30 on you, it's like, okay, that can happen to anyone. If Zipnix is absolutely wrecking out of control and the others are all just doing well, now it really shows up your deficiencies in terms of the people who aren't fragging for the Dignitas side. I mean, this was a really bad sign. Like I said, Mirage is a map where TSM have had vulnerabilities recently. This is the best map for Dignitas, and the next two maps aren't Dignitas maps at all. So if that was your best case scenario, you won the opening pistol, it's hard to have any confidence right now. And I don't think they've got confidence in themselves.
The one player I'll give credit to is EIZO. I thought EIZO did play quite well. There was a couple situations, 1-on-3s, where he made them close. He got it down to 1-on-1 once. Got a lot of kills early on in the round. So I thought EIZO was reasonable, but you're right.
I thought Pimp as well, he looked a bit more comfortable with the AWP today, which is a good sign, I guess. But when you're running up against Karrigan and Cage and absolutely wrecking you, Device can pick up an AWP at any time if he wants. It's going to be really hard to go toe-to-toe with those guys.
I mean, all those what-ifs that we put up, and you know, what if they can make a TSM tilt? What if they've researched them and don't do really well? You kind of need a good start for all of that to really work. When they just go off to a flying start TSM and they feel really good about themselves and they're smiling and giggling all the way through, then you're not going to stop them. And the result, is as following, just overwhelming victory for them.
Obviously, we're going to talk about this moving forward because we're going to have Overpass next, and we will be doing some pre-match, obviously, before that. But right now, things not looking very good for Team Dignitas. Is there any way they can mentally reset? Is there any way they can come out swinging and do something against TSM?
It feels like they have to have been thinking in line with me as well. Like, the first map is a must. We have to get Mirage. Now, maybe we can get Overpass. Maybe they had some internal confidence, like, oh, we got something we can do there. But right now, it went so badly on Mirage. I can't see how they can possibly be like, oh, no, don't worry. We've got this next one. We're still going to win 2-1. I think at the moment, they're just going to do what they can. It's like, okay, we'll try. Let's try and forget that. But that's about all they can do, I think.
And the TSM aspect is that was the game that they won at PGL to win their first championship. Was actually the final map was on Overpass. They had the pistol rush against Fnatic. But even up to that point, I never really thought of it as like a super comfortable map. More recently, it has been. And yesterday, even, they showed that they were just dominant on it. They dominated CT side and T side. And now looking at that performance alone and how they played in this first game, they're definitely awake. They're definitely ready. That's going to make it even more difficult for
Final Fernandez.
I mean, just to bring it back to your mental reset question, I feel like it's possible to do that, but it only lasts for the first couple of rounds. Yeah, if you get the pistol round, you're off to a great start, then whatever mental reset you had during the first and second map is going to pretty last a bit longer. If you just get wrecked in the pistol round, you're going to be right back to whatever feeling you had during the end of the first map, and it'll be hard to recover.
Even if you win a round in your Dignitas, you can't even feel comfortable when they've got the CZs. You still know it's dangerous, and as soon as they get one kill, you can see it in the server. Like, if Device gets one kill behind somebody, like, okay, the second one's coming now if the guy comes out. So they're always being pushed back. There's always that resistance.
So look, guys, so we're going to go to that commercial break I talked about. Thanks a lot for your thoughts. We're going to be back to discuss what's going to happen on Overpass. I think it's not looking very good right now for Team Dignitas. We're going to be back in 10 minutes. Make sure you join us here at DreamHack London. We'll see you soon.